has been shifted for the last almost a decade. So the companies, the organizations, they are transforming themselves into a data-driven organization. So what is there in data science in context with MBA and the management education which is there? So this meetup is an attempt to demystify the traditional management theories of creating the data-driven management processes. So without any further ado, so we have with us today Dr. Abhijit sir. So a quick brief about sir's profile. And again, I would suggest you guys, if you could share that link through which you have joined to your peers and your friends as well, so that others can also get the benefit out of that session, what we are conducting. It would be more of a dialogue. So try to be interactive as much as you can. You can write your questions while the sir is discussing. Over chat box, we'll certainly take your questions from the chat, and we are live on other portals as well. So wherever you are watching us this session, so different channels altogether, do write your questions to us. We'll try to respond each and everyone's query on this session. Quick brief about sir's profile. So sir is Dean at Aegis School of Data Science and Cybersecurity. So currently he is the Dean, and he's a professor also. He takes certain subjects of HR analytics, critical thinking at Aegis as well. He is having more than 4 decades of experience in management education. He's an institution in himself, nothing wrong to say this. And he has been associated with the various leading academic pillars, the institutions of India. He was the professor and dean for School of Management and Labor Studies, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. He was also the founding dean of IIM Indore, you must be aware about. So without any further ado, guys, let me ask sir to share his words of wisdom with us. And it's a discussion, as we have already mentioned. So try to write your questions over chat box. So we will try to answer each and every one of your query. And also, again, let me suggest you guys do share the link through which you have registered to your peers and friends, so that other can also get a very welcome you, sir.
Hello. Yes. Warm welcome to all of you. And thanks, Ritin, for introducing me as a discussion in this entire process. So, I feel really excited, and I hope that will make some sense. So the context which I'd like to set here, I was not knowing what management is when I graduated at Aegis and other places, but actually we could not get any. We keep on doing studies, masters, PhDs. Essentially, we are not getting jobs. It was a type of, people say there's nothing like depression, but it was a type of recessions, and I think it continues for some times, and it was really horrible in terms of the introductions. Then we had no other option at that time. We joined MBA courses primarily as a finishing school. What was happening? Our module of teaching was exclusively and extensively teacher-driven. It was not student-driven. So our involvement in terms of the teaching was minimal. It was purely because attendance was compulsory, and we used to attend the classes. And then management institutes started growing like a mushroom. There are great thinkers, teachers, those who have conceptualized the management education in India, and leading was from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. And subsequently, there are A, B, C, and then ALO, and so many started coming. Now, they did a phenomenally good job, and I was a part of it. I was in IIM, I was in XLRI, I was in Tata Institute, but this job was very, very different. We used to train people, we used to make them articulate in terms of thinking, we used to make them, but the process by which the entire development took place was something different. And difference in the sense of, it was basically a very, very non-conceptualized way of looking at students' development, because none of us were knowing what industry is, what exactly business is, but progressively it started including the lots of academic process, and so that you can understand how the corporate world start activating. And essentially, and it was a very good success, because I don't know what you mean by success. All of you, today success is defined by the way in which your end objective is fulfilled. And what is your end objective? Most of you, whether agree or disagree, it is getting placement. And what placement means? Getting some money. That means the idea was that everybody will be getting some salary, employment, but never, because you see, we had the audacity of setting up entrepreneurship, but it was not, there was hardly any taker, because our mindset is, even today it continues like this way, to get a job. But management is essentially started often repenting, because what was happening, the more we train and we actually create a group of people, those who are theoretically maybe knowing something or sound better, but the way we start within, I think it's very distracting. Can you stop this people coming in, and there's a noise which is coming. Praveen, please, I think let us close the sound. It is very irritating from my side. Thank you.
Done, sir. Done, sir. Done, sir.
Done. So it was a wonderful opportunity of discussing with you some sort of evolutionary process, and probably if you can help me by asking questions, it will be clarifying that one. But the issue was essentially after long understanding, whatever understanding I had, as a student of management, I understand the management was an aid to decision making. But decision making in terms of the aiding, and what is management? The better management is if you can really reduce the transaction cost. That means it should. We have model institutions, corporate world, where still they are operating on negative working capital. I don't know whether this your background is very financially you can understand, but subsequently what was happening, they are very effective, because there is no charity in terms of management, or running an organization or enterprise or a business, anything. The sustainability lies on how appropriate you can take a decision. You all are customers. You are all stakeholders of the society. You do the things which will be giving you a better payoff. But this payoff or understanding what to, suppose you go for purchasing a laptop, car, or any consumable, or anything in life, it's a food preference, restaurants, how you go there? It's through your own decision-making process. And this decision-making process is primarily aimed at understanding how you look at the organizations. Organization has an image. Say, for example, I can tell you, most of the organization which I admire, I can identify, I love them. Why I love them? Because their brand gives me some amount of consistency. And this consistency is essentially attracting me to take a decision in terms of, when I purchase my first computer, which is given from the institute only, I said that I want an IBM computer. Why? Because IBM was a dream for us. The way we have seen mainframe, the way we have seen personal computers, people used to say it is very sturdy, but it was very heavy at that point of time when you realize a laptop, one of the major concerns of a laptop should be as light as possible. And therefore, when we opted for OS, iOS, Apple. Now the problem is here. The thing is that we look at we touch and feel because it is so secured. Now all these things are imaginations, and that helps us in terms of taking a decisions. In the corporate world, decision-making process was essentially coming out of a beautiful understanding you can have that MBA used to teach you how you can take decision on the basis of guts. We used to have a lot of interviews, testing, psychological assessment, and then finally you used to recruit people. But the recruitment process finally used to land up in terms of your gut feeling that he or she is good or bad, and accordingly he should be working. But today, if you can quantify that, then the decision-making process becomes more actual. There is an error. There is a huge error in terms of the entire decision-making process. This is, yes, there's a huge error in terms of the decision-making process, and that actually disturbs. And why it is being disturbing? Because I make most of the errors. I think I have no hesitation in admitting all our decision, at least individually I have taken, majority of them are landed up into non-performing, or it was not an optimal decisions. I think decision making as a theory, the person, Simon, who got Nobel Prize in terms of his decision-making model, but there also he understood that it is more of your cognitive preferences rather than anything. I have to put it off. 1 minute, please. Wait. This is what exactly is the error in terms of business strategy, because they are targeting people whom they don't want, they don't know what they are doing. So with all these things, the process of decision making thing started becoming qualitative, not quantitative. But today the world is of 1 minute, 1 minute. I think I got a parcel. I have to take it. I think I make an excuse from you. Huh?
Sir would be joining in few seconds, I believe. So meanwhile, if you guys would have any questions, as I can see, you guys have already started typing your questions. So if you would have any questions in that context, so sir will be joining us soon. As I can see that candidates have already started jotting down the questions. So we'll have a Q&A as well. So we'll try to answer each and everyone's query. So would request you to please put up your questions if you would have any. So we'll try to answer each and everyone's query at the end when we have a Q&A sessions.
Nitin,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can.
I think I have a problem. I just give me 5 minutes. You just tell them. You can also talk to them also. Huh?
All right. Certainly, sir. So, all right, the time, sir, would be coming up. So he had some parcel, as you mentioned, as he mentioned that had come. So he will take at least a 1 or 2 minutes time. So meantime, I'll suggest you guys to please be there, and I'll try to answer some of the queries. Though we have the experts with us, but I'll try to, with my best capacity, I will try to answer the questions, which is coming up from Shahana Khan is asking the question that I'm a BA student but want to pursue masters in data science right now. Uh, I am learning Python and I started learning and gaining knowledge about ML and AI. Is there any college in India where I can pursue Masters in Data Science, though I am from arts background? So you need to mention, Shahana, so in your BA that you are doing, what are your subjects in your BA? So if you could mention these, if you can hear me, if you're listening to me, right? So please mention the points. So what are your subjects in your BA so that we can, you should be very specific so that I can guide you in a better way. But good thing that you already started learning Python. So this is not a rocket science. So sir will suggest you in a better way, but I can give you the some idea, the glimpses. So as Aegis, if we talk about, we are primarily an institution and one of the most premier one in data science and AI. So we have seen the individuals coming from BA economics background. Every year we have been offering that program in masters in data science also for the last 8 years. And meantime, we have seen every batch, we have around 40-45% individuals who would be coming from economics background, commerce background, or statistics background as well. There are candidates who are coming from pharmacy background. There are candidates who are coming from geography background. And these individuals, they are the rock stars of Aegis now, doing amazingly well in the industries, working in the organization on a profile of data scientists, not like a self-proclaimed one, but a real data scientists who have been working and implementing the entire projects, starting from the inception to execution of the complete model building, then put up into the automation part of it. So this is happening. So if you, and the good thing is that, Sahana, coming back to your point, that since you have already started learning Python, so you have some idea about, because Python is one of the most easiest one. If till date you might have learned certain libraries like NumPys, Pandas, and all stuff. So it is very simple to learn. So good thing that you have already started learning that. It will be easier for you when you complete your graduation, and after that, if you're looking out for any programs in data science to upskill yourself, you can easily do that. So there is no, so one prerequisite which we have seen over the past, since we're in the process of producing the data scientists every year. And also at Aegis, we are a consulting vertical under which we take various projects from the organization, like a large scale organization, a small scale organization, where we are working upon various projects as well, right? So in that process, we have seen the candidates are coming from those different backgrounds, like not from core IT or technical background, if you can frame them into. So they have a better learnability. And one thing in common, that what is that? That one should have a basic understanding of logical reasoning capabilities, analytical reasoning capabilities, and logical reasoning capabilities, and also a passion. So if you are passionate to make your career in data science, and also you have started taking the baby steps as well, you started learning Python, so it will certainly help you in terms of getting your hands dirty with those advanced technologies and the tools of data science. So we have Sir with us now. So Sir, I was just taking some questions, giving some brief to Sahana.
Yes. I have seen that. And thanks, Ritin, for helping me. It was a delivery of Amazon, I think. And I don't have anybody at home, so that's the problem.
We understand.
Thank you. My sincere apology to all of you. But the point which I was trying to say, what also Ritin was also suggesting, is very interesting. The way the corporate world or the business world is now started thinking, we don't have any scope for making any error. The gut-oriented decision process used to be running into lots of, sometimes it was successful, sometimes it was absolutely becoming random. But we need a precision. You think about any area, I think, and suppose a meteorological area in terms of the forecasting. Now you can see the way the forecasting is enhancing in terms of its efficacy. It is, if they say the rain will be there at 4 hours, 10 minutes, it starts raining at the 4 hours, 10 minutes. And that is the beauty in terms of how it has been possible, because they are now having a recommendation system based on total data analytics. You see the political elections. You see the way the consumer would like to go for. You think about anything, and thereby all these decisions are progressively not based on human guards, but on data. And data is fabulous. So everybody is announcing data, and the data, the way they are announcing is also very interesting. If you announce data, and then finally what will happen? A time will come when you will get you will like to capitalize it. Today you cannot, I think you cannot afford to. So for example, if you go for a human interventions in surgical process, I think now it is totally different one. If you today think about the criminal justice system, criminal intelligence systems, all are now so predictable and so accurate. It is becoming because data science is being used. Now, what is data? I think it is another form of management the process, but the earlier management process was essentially qualitative. Today, we are having, so for example, there is more, data can be of two types primarily. One is qualitative, other is quantitative. When it is qualitative data, I think you cannot, there was no way in which you can estimate it. Prediction was almost impossible. But when it is quantitative data, I think it is you have, but for that you need huge amount of understanding of thinking and mathematical experiences. And that has made data science a very, very productive in terms of process. But implications would be very soon. It is that the people would like to get data-oriented, data-driven decisions rather than human management-oriented decisions. And this is why progressively now there is a preferential in terms of your career management. You have to understand the basic modalities of data, both qualitative and quantitative, and that has really thrown open. It was there, you see. We had lots of basically the mathematical models which are being now developed. It is so accurate in terms of taking the decision. Decision error gets marginalized. Decision error get marginalized, and that has created huge amount of problem in terms of managing the organizational decision process. With all these things, I think probably I was trying to say that nothing is irrelevant. Say, qualitative data is also important, and management thing will be started thinking. But the thing is that you have to learn the more of data analytical insight so that you can really give a very error-free decisions. You just see the way the NASA operates, the way today the imaging process, today the way the things are, why we all use a process in which there is a less of error, because error is not desirable. It can be very, very costly in terms of the organizations. And in an era in which nobody would like to commit any error, and therefore they are now drifting towards data science, data analytical way of decision-making process. So, Ritin, I'd like to take the questions. I think I don't know how in what format it can be. So, for example, I can see the chat.
Yes, sir. So they have started asking the questions over chat.
Yes, I just see.
So you can see the first question coming from Sahana Khan. He is asking, I am a BA student, and I was answering that question to her. So she's a BA student, but wants to pursue her career in data science right now. And she is learning Python as well. And I started gaining some knowledge about machine learning and AI. So she is asking, is there any college in India where she can pursue masters in data science? Because she's from arts background. So eventually I asked her, what about her background? And she has mentioned that she is from psychology and business communication and economics as well. Okay. And HRM are her subjects.
Okay.
So, and she has a confusion because she is asking, so wherever she is inquiring, so all the colleges is asking her that BTech degree or related fields would be required if somebody would be looking forward to make their career. Yes.
So, Sana, we are not here to comment on others what they are asking, but I can tell you honestly, you even from our experience, from our institute, I think you have studied arts, that is in the graduation level, but you have a basic mathematics, which is requirement for the data science course, is already with you. You are in schools, if you must have studied mathematics, at least, I don't know whether HS or a higher secondary or secondary level. What is required that you have forgotten them, because the way the mathematics have been taught, now you can refresh it. I don't find any physical, psychological problem in terms of yours undergoing a training course in. What other institutes are doing, we are not really able to comment on that. But we have seen that many, those who are arts, commerce, they have done extremely well than the electronics, that are BTech. And I am telling you, if you have a acceptance that you require an IT or a BTech degree or engineering degree, then you will not be able to be successful. But our experience suggests in our institute, we have taken students, they are so successful and doing so great jobs. today. I think if you run through our alumni, you can ask many of them, you will find that they are. And only thing is that you have to have basic mathematical understanding. If you can learn Python, earlier it was supposed to be a domain for the information technology students. But now everybody knows Python. R was basically, if you look at it, the Hadoop, everything can be learned. So it is being learned also. I don't think your graduation, you have an added advantage, I would like to say, Sana, that you have learned, say, if you have learned psychology, what you have learned, I don't know. But if it should make you sensible about qualitative data analysis, which is a part of it. You can formulate better problem if the data is given to you. So you stand a very, very good chance in terms of acquiring this knowledge. Which institute? I think you just apply to our institute, any other institute, those who take you, I think will be, I don't know, because you have to have an interview for that. Okay, then?
Another question we will take, sir. So
yes, you take.
So this is from Yashika. And she's asking how to make a career in HR analytics after completing an MBA program. And another, in add-on, she's asking, in continuation with this, she's asking for pursuing MBA. Is there any need of experience required? I am currently a second-year BCom student of DU.
First of all, if you are a second-year BCom student, you have to at least become a graduate with a good percentage of marks. And I think that is an essential thing for you. After graduation only, you can join this course. And by that time, you should start practicing class 10 standard mathematical things. If possible, you should learn coding. Coding can be learned by anyone. And therefore, that will help you in terms of looking for a career in data in this area. So this is my take on that. If Ritin wants to add, he can also add.
So certainly, sir, you have mentioned absolutely correctly. So let her focus on, because she's in second year. And she has to take a baby steps first to learn the things on the basics, like the mathematics, the books you have suggested, like 10th and 9th standard statistics, primarily in the mathematics part. And eventually she can do the program, maybe once she complete her graduation.
Definitely, 100% chances are there that you will be able to do these things.
Another question, sir. Iman Muhammad is asking that he is a GIS, Geographic Information Specialist, and graduated from Science Faculty Geology Department. And currently he is studying data science, but do not know which fields that he can apply them in the field of GIS only.
I think I don't know if you are studying GIS and if you are that means you are a geologist. I think probably there's wide applications. Earlier, the geological explorations were primarily basically hunch. You see how much money government of India has spent in terms of locating the resources, natural resources. But it was less. Now it has become more actuals. You can see where the oil deposition is there. Everything can be, definitely it will help you. And I don't know where from you are getting this idea. I have seen many of them. We have a student, those who have done PhD in geology, and then joined our course here in Aegis, and she is very successful actually. She is working in that. Anyway, my take is that I think you should explore. Now, the idea is that you have to really feel comfortable in terms of doing data science course. If you think that GIS is not application, say for example, today, why best applications in data science is in legal systems. Best application in data science in terms of the exploration system. Best applications in data science is basically financial market. Finacle is the overwhelming responses because I think you can really guess. Say, for example, the market ups and downs can be really projected. I think if you are a good grasp in terms of the mathematical and the subject, the subjective data. Any other, if you can, if it is okay with you, or you can ask me any other questions also, further questions on this.
I believe that answered your question, Iman. So if you would have any other questions or maybe any other clarification you want, so please type your question. So we'll certainly put it forward. The question we can take from Iman Muhammad. Okay, Iman, we have already answered, I believe. We have another candidate, the attendee, Obasola Esther. I believe I'm pronouncing your name in a correct way, I believe. So sorry if I'm wrong, pronouncing your name. So he's from commerce background, and he's asking, how can I link data science and business analytics to my commerce background where he's coming from?
Yes, you can leave, because by commerce background, I don't know what you mean. Essentially, if you can convert it commercial data, say for example, you take the case of accounting. The accounting system can be totally the way the implementations of data science can be done, and it is being done today. Is a classical example is our tax reform. Now it's a faceless review of your assessment of your return is being done, and that has actually made wonders. I think probably you cannot manage without having a appropriate model in terms of doing this one. You can definitely analyze. I think, and the business analytics, I think we are not talking about business analytics. We are talking about data analytics, data science, which is a much more integrated. Our tools are, IT tools are so pervasive that it will give you much better result. Okay, and I think you are you have to first you have to convince yourself. You think, you understand that data science is so comprehensive. Everyone would like to have integration of data science. Yesterday, there was a medical conference in the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Mumbai, in Kolaba, and I think majority of the doctors, I think it's top doctors of the country, agreed that many things need to be quantified and appropriately structured through the data science interventions. And otherwise, I think basically it has no meaning. You get into lots of error, because all the questions are what exactly they are trying to do, that it has to be more of deep learning understanding. And I think it's basically into artificial intelligence applications, machine learning technology. All these things gives you a tremendous power in terms of becoming more accurate in terms of decision process. Then, any other questions?
Yes, so we can take another question from Sarvatha. Okay, so Sarvatha is asking, hello sir, I'm doing MBA and I want to do it in finance. But I'm not understanding how can I connect the finance with the data analytics, and also how can I make a career in data analytics part.
See, you have taken a very good decision that from the commerce you are going to understand. One minute, let me see your question first.
So his point is, sir, so he is currently doing MBA, and so I believe he might have not taken the major and the minor, what is there. So if you could elaborate in a better way.
Yes, what is the name?
Sarva.
I understand. I am doing MBA. I want to do it in finance. I think you can do any sort of specialization wherever you like. But I am not understanding how I connect the finance with the data analytics. Right? Data analytics is not connecting finance. Data analytics is getting a superior decision of data science, of your financial management. So most of the financial managers are essentially are very well versed with the data science or data science or data analytics, techniques. I think if you use it, it will be more finer. You can say why the market is fluctuating, where exactly the commodity market will go. All these things will be included. So you have absolutely beautiful connectivity between these two domain. Thanks. Any other question?
So after that, there is another question, sir. Just after Sarvatha. So there is gentleman, there is a lady, Diksha is there. So Diksha is asking, what should be the path for those who wants to pursue data science after graduating from non-technical backgrounds?
In number of times we are talking about that it is just like management. You can come from anywhere. Majority management students used to be from engineering and IT or mechanical, chemical, civil, and they have been totally fairly successful. Similarly, it has nothing to do with your basic degree, because actually basic degree makes you a thinking animal, thinking person, thinking human being. Now, if you look at it, this is the best way of answering this your question, that it has nothing to do with that. And after doing this, you are basically, you will become a data science scientist or data analytics, but it has nothing to do with your basic backgrounds. That has made him, and you will develop the skills also, na? Because you will, once you start playing with data, you get into a lot of analysis and you can recommend. Okay? Then, Ritin?
Hello. Yes, sir. Another question we can take. This is from, so Saraswat is asking, I believe. So, okay. So Diksha's question we have already taken. And Sakshi is, yeah. Is MBA Finance and MS in data science as a good combination?
MBA Finance means you have already completed.
So she's asking, I believe.
Okay, if you are completed.
If you're asking questions, guys, so please try to be elaborate.
People are doing that. I think that has to be done, because MBA Finance, if you think that you are competent enough, but you need to be, but if it is merged with the data science, that will give you a different way of looking at the financial portfolios, financial market, financial management, everything, financial, all these things. I don't think that it will be very good decisions. Only thing is that you have to spend time. You have to, the problem with the MBA Finance students will be that you have learned so much that you have to unlearn something to make it more appropriate by being a student of data science. I hope that that will give you some idea. Then
another question, sir. This is coming from, okay. So again, Sarvatha is asking, but the same guy who asked the questions regarding, let me connect with his last question. So he wants to do, he's doing his MBA in finance, who want to understand how he can connect finance with the data analytics. So in continuation with this, he's asking, but if I take minor as finance and analytics as minor, I mean, he might be asking major as finance and minor as analytics, whether it will work good for him or not.
Definitely good. Nothing will be bad for him. I think there is no possibility of having anything bad with these type of combinations. But I think basically in a management institutes, it is very difficult to develop an appreciation for data science. So I'm not, you see, it's your option. But basically, if you are doing management, do it perfectly the way format in which it is led. Now, putting a data science course does not make you sense. Say, for example, in most of the cases in engineering colleges, even civil engineers are offered courses on Python, Hadoop, but that actually, that can be an add-on. The question is that please understand machine learning, but that can be only an addition. That cannot be the principles. So data science is dedicated one by which Basically, data science is you are not studying, you are doing work in terms of a project, in terms of your applications, whereby you are validating your decisions. Please go through some of the research projects which have been there in our website, some of the reports, and that will give you lots of clarifications rather than going for this type of discussions. Any other issue?
So I believe we have answered the question what these guys have asked. Okay. So another question is that has asked by Obasula. So he's asking, what training or video can I take to improve data science and business analytics? What kind of training he can take?
I think you have to join some courses, but most importantly, that Aegis has a video. You can go through our videos, which are there in our websites. In terms of many of the areas, we in YouTube, you can see the Aegis video, Aegis TV, and that will give you a better comprehensive analysis. Reference courses for data. You see, there are n number of courses, even Coursera courses. You can definitely go for their free courses, at least getting a sense of data science, what exactly it is. And you can definitely join. Please try to differentiate now. I think what is the data science and data analytics? Say, for example, the conventional business analytics which was taught to us, I think absolutely is totally different respect. It used to make a very quantitative analysis. It never used to take a qualitative part of the decision process. Data science is both qualitative and quantitative. This is the beauty. And that probably strengthens your final recommendations or final projections, validations. All these things are very important. But go through any of the, to start with, many of you, those who are in second year, first year, you can go through the courses. In online courses, you can join them, get yourself certified, and you will get a sense of it. That's all. See, chartered accountant, CAs, and data science. CA is I think if you are a graduate, if you are a CA, you know, chartered accountants gives you a total different orientations, but it is a human-oriented orientations. But probably today's chartered accountant is more data scientist because they have now started learning. Because it is very impossible. I'm telling you, any audit, anything which you are doing, strengthen, because the error, chances of error, even if it is minimal, it is there. And I do agree. We have many chartered accountant students, both in terms of my last 5 decades of my experience. I have at least 1,000 students of data science, chartered accountant who studied MBA. I have some experiences of CS students studying data science also. Both are, and I have seen them getting benefited. You can, I don't know whether you are able to download, but you can see it. Nitin, can they download the videos?
That would be available on YouTube.
No, it's in YouTube. As you can see that data science, 1,000 videos will be there. Please go through that. Tanisha. Then what Neha is telling, okay.
So we almost have answered the questions, sir. So we can get back quickly into the sessions and what we have started. So any points you would like to ask these guys? So overall, the queries, what they have got. So again, the management in context and the backdrop of AI or data science, how they can take it.
No, but my question is that, it's not an either or proposal.
Right.
The question is that if you update MBA, it becomes, according to me, it is, then it becomes a data science course. So updatation is required through enhanced qualitative skills. Please don't only consider quantitative skills or qualitative skills. It's both, because I think probably it requires. And another thing is that, it's basically data science keeps you on experimenting with, mining with, of data. And data, both structured and unstructured. Why some people are preferring this, it has to be understood. And this probably is the reason. So today, if you are willing, I think data science is basically a misnomer. It adds to your cost if you don't apply it in your decision-making process. And basically, if you talk about supply chain, any sphere of management, I think production, mathematics, marketing. So today you won't require any marketing, because if you are able to collect data, and absolutely marketing will give you a tremendous insight in terms of, you need not have a marketing department, marketing manager, sales department, sales manager. All will be done by a great typical analysis of data science. And that is what exactly I'd like to say. Anybody, if you have any questions, I think. So you have two new chat. One is provide the tube link. I think these links, I think is you can get the links here. If you want to study data science, I think you go to, they are already written, as told you, that you go to the YouTube and search for the data science, whatever you want to say. Why I it's not very, you have to collect data here. You have to do, I think you have to have some initiative in terms of doing that. Please do that. You search yourself the way we search, actually.
Anybody would have any questions so that we can quickly
we'll wind up the session. Absolutely.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense. But
if the candidates they are looking forward to get the sessions and the sir has suggested to you, so you can very much follow our channel in YouTube that is called Aegis TV. I'm just typing here Aegis TV, so you will get tons of sessions available, and we keep conducting various sessions. So I'm sharing the link as well. This is the link you can follow, and there are a lot of sessions you will get about this session what we are conducting today. Also, there are a lot of other sessions what we have conducted over the past, so that you will get.
This is the best way of understanding, and you can always get back to us. You write mails to anybody, any of us, be it Ritin, be it me, be it all our faculty. They will definitely answer you, because we consider it as a professional responsibility to make all of you give some mentoring, counseling. If you are required, counseling is only possible when you need counseling. He has given you the link. So the link business is there. One CA told me that no scope for data science in today's era. I think it's okay, Tanisha. If he has told you, then who are we to contest that? But we may think in other way. He has a right to think, but you also start thinking in other way. Everybody can tell you so many things. Nobody is final. So you have to take your own decisions. You cannot be governed by others' decision process. So, Nitin?
Okay, so I believe if anybody would have any questions, so I'm sharing my team's number, so we can reach out to me or maybe my colleague Raj Lakshmi as well. So these are the numbers I've shared with everyone. So if anybody would have any specific questions regarding anything, you can reach out to us. If you would have any questions, you want to forward it further to sir as well, if you want his opinion as well. So you can reach out to me or Raj Lakshmi. We will certainly help you in any way.
All our details. We have all details in the our website. You can see, and you are most welcome.
Yes. Okay, so thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session and giving the insight about the traditional management practices and how the data-driven decisions are being taken care of. So thank you so much, and for this, for your patient listening as well, the audience we have with us. So I believe we might have give some insights to you, and you might have got certain insight from sir as well. So thank you so much.
This is wonderful from my side also, that on a Saturday afternoon you are here, and you have been very you have shown your interest in this area. Keep sustaining your interest, and thanks Ritin for organizing this.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So I'm leaving.
All right, sir. Yes, thank you.